Welcome to Full Circle, your source of health, business, and entertainment. And once again, Queen has a hot show tonight. My special guest is Jerald Daemyon,
Hey, how are
the
you?
violinist. Welcome to Full Circle.
It is a pleasure and an honor to be here Full Circle. Chicago's a wonderful city, and you got beautiful people like yourself, and now I'm here, so it's just got beautifuler.
Okay. I hear you decide to come be a resident here in Chicago.
Well, who wouldn't want to live in the greatest city in the world? It's the epicenter of greatness right here, great America right here. The skyscrapers, the glass, the architecture is so wonderful. The culture is wonderful. You got this wonderful body of water, Lake Michigan. I mean, what more could you ask for?
You make it sound so good. When I was born and raised here, so thank you.
No, that's all love. No, thank you, Chicago.
I could say other things, but okay.
No, it's all love. I mean, being here, my career started here with Summer Madness with the Steppers, and it's just been a wonderful journey from here to DC, to Atlanta, to Houston, to the UK, to Australia, all around the world. You guys took JD and put him over the top. And I can honestly say you guys really just kind of put my career on the map, really.
Okay.
In ways that you guys probably don't even imagine. I'm just glad I'm able to be here now and be an integral part of what's going on culturally and artistically.
Okay. So speaking of Summer Madness, since you brought it up, let's talk about what made you originally want to remake that.
Well, back in the day, I said I'm gonna age myself, but that song used to play all over Belle Isle. There's a park in Detroit, City Park, and I remember as a kid, it was everywhere. You'd be outside barbecuing, at the picnic, kids running the beach, and then one day I was coming home from an engagement, a gig, and this was much later, much later. And I heard it on the radio, so I ran in the house. Really, I literally ran in the house, grabbed a cassette tape, tossed it in, and pushed record, and I got probably the last minute and a half of the song. And at that point, I said, well, I'm going to record this song, I'm going to produce it, and I stayed up all night programming and producing the song. And then the next morning, I just started playing it live, and then decided to put it on the record, and the record got to Chicago, and the rest is history.
Wow. Okay. So with that being said, how long have you been playing the violin?
Since I started when I was 10, I was reading on a college level in 3rd grade, so they stuck me in music. They stuck me in music while my class went to English.
Okay.
And it was kind of that way for a good portion of my pre and post-secondary life. And so while my class went to English, I did something else. I went to music or went to art. And so I just kind of stayed with and started taking violin lessons from Dr. Morris Hochberg. He was an assistant concertmaster of the Detroit Symphony. And I just stayed with it. And, I enjoyed it, embraced it, it embraced me. We fell in love with each other.
So you not only play the violin, right? Do you play something else?
I do play keyboards.
Okay.
And I've been fortunate to encounter some wonderful artists here in the Chicago area. Maurice Mahan, we produced a wonderful track called "Not on the Outside." He's featured on a new record I have with the group called the Motor Soul Collective. Motor Soul is in Detroit naturally, but now we're gonna spread the soul over to the Chi. It's the Midwest Coast. But Maurice Mahan is a wonderful artist, and we were fortunate enough to have him come join us on that record, and it's just been doing very well for us all the way around.
Okay. So I also was looking, and I seen that you have worked with so many different artists, and one or two actually caught my eye. I think one was Anita Baker.
No, that would be Vesta Williams. I've worked with Vesta. Anita,
Vesta Williams.
Yeah, she's from Detroit. Vesta, Nancy Wilson.
Well, I thought I seen you did something with Anita Baker.
No. Unfortunately, I have an interest in Anita story, but that's for another time. I used to see her a lot in the backyard. She's from Detroit, and my uncle had some friends that played basketball, and I think one of the guys that his friends she liked. So she would wait for him to finish playing basketball. I was kind of a little kid sitting around playing in the dirt. While she was standing there with her books waiting for him. But
see, I love Anita Baker, so maybe that's
she's over the top. I mean, you guys love Detroit, though. Think about it. You got Kim, Eminem, Bob Seger, Motown, Lincoln, Cadillac, Ford. Y'all love Detroit. The world loves Detroit. Y'all just love when it's the Coney Island, and wait a minute, and then Detroit pizza. How am I finding Detroit pizza in Chicago? Can you explain that?
Well, Chicago is famous for their pizza. You
and
haven't
Detroit
found
pizza
it?
Here. I'm confused.
I'm just saying it is. We do
this
have
is the place. Pizza and popcorn. Pizza and popcorn.
Pizza and popcorn.
Yeah.
So who are some of the artists that?
Well, actually, I could definitely. I had a wonderful opportunity to work with one of Chicago's own, Bernie Mac.
Oh yeah.
We cannot forget about the Mac man. Actually, he put me out on my first tour.
Me and Bernie Mac share the same birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, the Mac man.
Yeah.
Really? You seriously?
Me,
You
Bernie
the Mac
and Herb Kent.
Oh, Herb Kent. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That
Herb was integral
good buddy
in
of
bringing
mine.
Jerald Daemyon to Chicago too. Bernie called me one night. His manager called me and said, "Hey, Bernie wants you to come out on the tour, the Midnight Mac tour." And I said, "Sure." It started here actually. It kicked off here. He had Michael Collier was one of the guest comedians. George Wallace was there. Damon Wayans was there. There were several.
wow.
He rotated, and then he had me and Vesta Williams were the constant, and then he alternated different artists: Rochelle Farrell, Roy Ayers, Ronnie Loss.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we had a wonderful time on that tour.
So what's your plans with your music here in Chicago?
Well, we
Let me just get right to it.
I think that's probably the major question. Are you going to see Jerald Daemyon playing in Chicago? I think
That's what.
I think everybody's definitely ready. We teased him out in Hazel Crest and gave him a little touch and taste, and we've kind of stuck our heads in various different places. Definitely, you're going to see a lot more of me, a lot more of me producing. We've got some Latin projects coming up that I produced called The Matador. I got a piano project called Love Story. And then we got the Jerald Daemyon experience, which that's coming first, naturally. You will get that true Jerald Daemyon record, the steppers, cuss, the R&B-ism. After all, I invented violin sex, all the hip hop violin, that started right here. With me dropping the beat down hard and heavy and bringing the violin across it. But I think right now I'm just here to let everybody know JD's back.
JD's
I really ain't gone
back.
nowhere, really.
So you are going to perform tonight. So let's talk a little bit about the actual songs you're going to perform.
One of the songs that I'm going to perform is entitled "For the Love in Your Eyes," and that's a favorite on Sirius XM. And it plays on Sirius XM a lot, and I've kind of rearranged it, brought it up to date. And I wrote the song for my son, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I remember a gentleman asked me, he said, well, who was she? Who she wrote to? He was asking me. I said, no, actually, I wrote the song for my son. He would sit there patiently, and while I was working on the music, and he would, I would produce and practice, and he would just sit there, and I would look over, and he just sometimes your kids can be so beautiful, and you look at them, and then they grow up, and they're still beautiful, but in a different way. And then, of course, a tune I Desire More that I kind of touched on. It's kind of a gospel-ish kind of a vibe, but I'm about self-expression, and music is of the mind, it's of the body, and soul, it's of the people. As a part of humanity, I am inextricably connected to you. I am my brother and my sister's keeper. What happens to you directly and indirectly affects me, and what I do does the same. So I'm always mindful about what I create and what I put into the universe. It has to be something positive.
Deep. I like. So let me ask, what do you want to play next? Where I know you talked about the experience, and so what's your next? What what you want to do that you haven't touched yet?
Um,
That you keep putting.
well, the Matador is a fully orchestrated body of work.
That's going to be a lot of work, isn't it?
Well, actually, I've been working on it for a while.
Okay.
And the Violin is the centerpiece. It's a love story told through song and dance. It's kind of like a massive violin Latin reggaeton throwdown. You know, it's really urban, but I get to really show off and do a lot of violin player stuff, but do it over this music that's going to make you want to move and dance. I think that's really for me. If you hear some music and you don't feel anything, then maybe the artist needs to go back in and adjust. I mean, when I create something, I'm actually dancing to the music while I'm making it to make sure that it hits that dance factor. You know, if I'm stepping, or in Detroit we ballroom. So I'm kind of trying to touch a few things that I know. What type of movement would people do in this music? If it's something Latin, I'm salsa. If it's something that's kind of more slow, I might be kind of moving slow, almost like I'm doing some Tai Chi or something, you know, but really trying to connect the body and the music to the creativity.
Okay. So where can some of the viewers find your music? You find you on social media.
Oh yeah, well of course you can type my name in naturally. Heck,
Type that name.
Jerald with a J, Jerald in space. My name is probably going to be the first name that pops up, but I think a lot of people misconfuse how to spell my name. It's Daemyon. You know, so we're there on social media. Just type my name in, then the website is coming up. You get to see a lot of some of the other artists I've worked with and some of the projects I produced. Got a new book that's coming out.
Oh, really?
It's called Notes to My Love.
Notes to My Love.
Yeah. So
should I ask about that title?
Yeah. I mean, no, it's as if I left you a note. I wrote you a personal note about how I feel and how I see you, and it, you know, for me, I think a lot of times, as men and women, when we interact, I think ladies need to know that I see you. I see you beyond the surface. You know, I see parts of you and see you in ways you can't see yourself. But I appreciate it. I respect it. You know, I love it. I love you. I love you being you. You know, often I find that when people are ladies, you know, they let their beauty be defined by someone else who doesn't even look like them, doesn't even feel like them. And you know, for anything, I think as people, not just ladies, but people, look in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, look back at yourself and just understand and know that what's looking back at you is wonderful and beautiful. It is one of a kind. There's nothing like it. There's only one you. Love you, because you are a beautiful person.
And guess what, Jerald? We love you.
Well, thank you.
Welcome to Chicago. I appreciate and I am so excited to hear and see you perform here on Full Circle. And before we end, I want to thank you again.
Thank you
and you
for
must
having
come
me.
back on.
Thank you for having me.
And I want to let everybody know the holidays are here, and we get a chance to see Jerald perform at the ending of the year, the new year coming in.
For sure.
We get to see him perform right here on Full Circle. So let's go to his performance. We'll be right back.
Are we
That's
clear?
not the one we wanted, but
You guys can fix that in the post.
yeah.
Yeah.
But hold on, we got to take some pictures.
Okay, for sure.
Chuck.